Good morning. So I just remembered that my cat Nalu does not like incense. So I wanted to call her into the reading today with a bit of a bribe. I have some of her favorite treats. Good morning, having a cup of coffee. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. And I'm calling Nalu in. Come, honey, help me pull the cards. Vision Quest Tarot deck. I've got the guidebook. We've got some coffee. And I've shuffled these a couple times. Come on, Nalu, I turned off the incense. She wants that so bad. I always shuffle 3 times, so I'm going to shuffle one more. Wow, this is a strange sized deck, so shuffling is a bit strange, but mission accomplished. Let's see what the cards want us to know for today. Grandfather. Ooh, wow. Grandfather. Number 4 in the major arcana. And I want to see what that relates to. The Emperor. Wow. Just so much coming in, I'm not quite sure what to even say yet, but let's just let that percolate just a little bit. Good morning, Nalu. Ooh, 8 of water, stagnation. You want a treat, honey? Come on. Yay. Yeah. That for you. Stagnation has been a big theme for me the last few days. So I have a story to tell. And the medicine man. Oh my gosh, the grandfather and the medicine man, 2 major arcana cards. Didn't show this, but the stagnation card. Stagnation card. You feel boredom, Nalu. The 8 of water or the 8 of cups. The medicine man, the magician. In this deck, the medicine man. So the grandfather has mastered his environment to the point where he's made peace with the buffalo. Okay, so he's walking with this powerful creature that maybe in his younger life he battled with constantly, and I guess we can look at that as all the things in our younger life, in our youth, that we battled and conquered to the point where we then made it one of our allies. And whatever that situation may be, that circumstance, that part of our personality that we tamed and became one with, there's a line in a song by Soundgarden in the song Fell on Black Days, where he says, whatever I fought off became my life. And I've always thought that was a very deep lyric, and in this case he didn't fight off the buffalo, he fought it because he needed to eat. And right now his wise eyes are looking, I like how he's looking directly at these broken cups, because I feel he's wanting to inject energy into a situation that I think we all go through. We all go through these periods where we're really pushing our goals and our dreams, and then there's times when we enjoy that, and we should, the fruits of our labor, but then maybe that period of enjoyment can be so nice that we never want it to end, and we get into a state of stagnation. So maybe we've kept a job that doesn't really work for us anymore, or we're in a relationship that we've stopped growing in. Maybe we live in a place that was suitable for us as a younger person, but now as a wise elder, it doesn't have as much for us to grow from, or maybe even enjoy. So this is a call to us to take a look at what might have us stuck, and to think about using all the power we've developed in our life to break out of this stagnation. And so the all-knowing medicine man who has mastered the environment and has harmonized with nature to the point where he can set a course for a new beginning. And feel confident about it because he's guided by his eagle guide. Again, he's made peace with nature. So the interesting thing is that these two cards have what would essentially be these people's food as their ally in their quest, not only for survival, but in this case to provide for the tribe, and as an internal quest to keep moving and to keep pushing for growth. So I mentioned in my, I did a Gregory Scott tribute reading, showing, I called it, my first ever, just last week, and if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to check it out. And I talked about relationship building, and I talked about being able to not only, you know, a social intelligence, not only to create relationships, but then to sustain them over a long period of time. And so I live in Hawaii. It's such a beautiful place, and yet it's a little bit one-sided. It's very nature, and it's very ocean, and it's very wonderful, but there's no seasons, and there's very little of what you would get in the terms of sophistication, like in a big city like, say, London, or it's hard for me to say New York and sophistication in the same sentence, but maybe that's because I'm an American who lived in New York forever. But I really feel like certain places have a level of sophistication that stimulates me, like a Paris, like a London, like a Tokyo, actually, even though that's much different than, say, London. But point is that I do feel a bit stagnant right now. I have, and stagnant in beauty too, right? So it doesn't have to be stagnant in the sense of a super negative, like this card really depicts negativity. The water looks poisoned and the rocks are all gray and black, and that the cups are broken. But for me, I can feel stagnant even in the most pristine and beautiful place, simply because we are spirits living in a human body, and so what's stagnating is our spirit is wanting to have new experiences. So yesterday I just got the thought in my head to send some messages to my modeling agency in China, in Beijing, and I got a very positive response. I hadn't communicated with them in a couple of years, and it looks like we are going to set a new contract for the fall. So if you're following along with me, we're going to go to China for the fall for a couple months, and that should be a wonderful way to break out of stagnation. And so having mastered our connection to the elements, we then very wisely choose our next path. We choose who we choose who we team up with, our community. We make one with, even in this case, our enemies, but sorry, not our enemies, but our prey in a way. So being extremely humble and always being in gratitude, having a sense of humility, opens many, many, many doors, and I think we all know that. I think I personally know that. And we have all the power. I like how everything is laid out here so beautifully. The two major arcanas are on the left and right, so working together harmoniously. Everything is harmoniously working together. And this is what we're working on. This card could be many things, but today it's a reminder that if you are a person who seeks growth, that everything can be seen as a plateau, right? Like it can be seen as just temporary, because we are only here temporary, guys. I mean, if we're lucky, maybe we'll get 90 years, and in that case, we shouldn't rest too long on the journey, because there's so much to do. And today, maybe there's something that you've been thinking about. It's time to start, or it's time to move forward on, or it's time to end, maybe, right? So it's time to get the resume out. It's time to get the gym membership renewed. It's time to go to the farmer's market and buy all organic and get our diet straight. It's time to buy a new tarot deck. That's something that's on my mind. And it's all up to us, guys. We decide the path, okay? Autonomy, complete autonomy. We were born into this world alone. We came out of the womb a baby, and it is up to us to set the course. We don't have to wait for permission from anything or anyone. We follow what we feel, and that will continuously break us out of stagnations. And we carry with us the power of the buffalo. And if you certainly if you have reached an age that I have at 59 and a half, you carry the knowledge and the wisdom to understand the direction you want to go, what to avoid, and who to pull in as your allies in your quest. Okay? So today's a good day to think about where you're at and what you would like to accomplish next. Yeah, so that's a really, really good day. Huh, Nalu? You like that? Okay, so we've got 4 and 8 is 12, and 1 is 13, and 1 and 3 is 4. So that's structure, stability. So we've got the stability here, and we've got the structure of our knowledge and our intuition. Creativity, so we come up with a plan out of our own mind, and we set a course, and we take every step. And I think that really that's life, right? That's really what the heck we're here for. I mean, we're not here to sit around and do the same thing forever. It's just that way. That's just, that's part of the agreement for coming here, is that we are going to essentially get the most out of it. So let's see, I want to just read what they call in essence, and not read the whole guide. I do encourage you to get this tarot deck, or you can certainly Google it and read through. Grandfather, protection, generous benefactor, ruling by serving. That's interesting. Position of responsibility, help in moments of need, wisdom, elevation, nobility, courage, authority, reliability. So we are our own authority here, and we have the courage, and we've achieved a certain level, so we are noble, at least in our own world, and we should have total confidence that whatever we're thinking about is for us. Don't overthink and don't question yourself. The power of the grandfather is always alive in us. As soon as you recollect parts of yourself, its qualities are yours. Okay. So again, I don't want to read the whole message, but generally speaking, I do want to read this. Drawing the grandfather to you signifies that it is time to stop hiding your inherent strengths. Reveal them for all the world to see. Respect your inner authority and exude it, even at work. True responsibility is a responsiveness to life. Do not hide from this. You have gathered enough experiences and realizations. Now use them for the benefit of everyone else. The ability to grant spiritual as well as material help and protection to others is a tremendous gift. Remember the generosity of the buffalo. He gives of himself. He continuously emanates his strength. You too must give away without hesitation what the Great Spirit has bestowed on you in his infinite generosity. And so maybe that's a new path for you, to break out of this stagnation, to give your wisdom in a way that can benefit others, What's the saying? We can only keep what we have by giving it away. And certainly for me, in this past month, building this YouTube channel and looking for ways to sort of put out into a bigger sphere than just my social group, the things that have helped me through my life and certainly have helped me to have a higher quality of life, and in some cases maybe even kept me alive. And I think that is something we can all think about a little bit, because we've all accumulated a lot of experiences and we've grown and we've made it through, and no matter how tough it might have seemed in the moment, we've handled 100% of our problems, and we grew from the experience, and so we can teach that now. 8 of water: stagnation, standstill, energy block, strife, worries, listlessness and sadness, depression, separation. Struggling against the current of our inner life force seems to strengthen the ego for a while, but in reality we merely violate ourselves. So I think that's what I was saying, you know. The ego seeks comfort, and we love to be on these plateaus. Certainly if it's something you've created and here you are, you have arrived at the fruit of your labor, and it's natural to want to sort of enjoy that, you know, for a period of time. But I think that we then need to reimagine and reinvent and go out and create a new set of successes. So we're being called today to give that some thought and maybe start on a new direction. The medicine man, the magician, mystical forces, your male component, faith in nature's power, seeing far ahead, intuitive grasp of the truth, flowing energy, the ability and willingness to help, to experiment newly and create outwardly visible manifestations. Now, these two cards seem to just marry up so wonderfully here today. Create outwardly visible manifestations, and that's the way to get out of this stagnation. So in my feeling, life is a creative process. We are blessed with so much that we are born with, and that gives us an excellent start, but then we basically paint our own portrait by the choices we make. And to choose to share willingly what you've gathered and gained in your life in some way that you create will keep you moving forward, and it will, I think, keep you happy. I really think happiness is a side effect of achieving goals. And on the smallest scale, you come home from work, you've done a great job, you're looking forward to that paycheck on Friday, and here it is, 5:30, 6 p.m. in the evening, and you can feel good about what you've done. And on a bigger scale, you know, maybe you're somehow through your YouTube channel or in some other way in your community, maybe teaching the basics of the work you do, so that someone younger or someone older who's in a life-changing phase can benefit from that. And then we feel good about being part of that flow. So I hope this helps you today, and I hope it gives you some food for thought, as they say, and I hope you have a wonderful day, And on behalf of myself and my wonderful white pod cat Nalu, who's playing with her collar now, she teaches me a lot, actually, guys. She is a very smart and very, very interesting cat, and I learn a lot from her. And I hope you liked having her in here on the reading today a little bit. So I wish you a really wonderful day, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, so now just for the fun of it, I thought, just because Nalu has been, by the way, Nalu, N-A-L-U, it means rushing waves in the ocean. Like if you look out and see all the waves coming in Hawaiian, they call that Nalu. And Nalu has these wonderful greenish blue eyes. Don't you, honey? Well, look, I'm gonna bribe you with a little treat. That's for you, baby. I have this cool Spirit Cats deck. And on top of this really cool reading, I thought, let me just, you know what? Let's just see what Nalu has to say. Nalu and her cousins, if you will. Okay, so I'm not even gonna shuffle this too much, and I'm just gonna take this card right here. Curiosity. Meet Blaze. This is Blaze. With eternal kitten eyes, he experiences each instance of sight, smell, and sensation as if for the very first time. His mind is a delightful question mark. When he meets another kitty, visits an unfamiliar place, or tries something new, his mind is not addled with presumptions or assumptions. He is simply curious and open. Most of all, he is curious about himself. He asks, what am I? He asks, what am I feeling right now? What do I believe? And why do I believe it? What is my heart trying to tell me? Let's cultivate this playful kitten's curiosity so we may continually learn, evolve, and discover. Okay, there you go. Continually evolve and discover so that we don't stagnate. And staying forever curious about life is, I think, a key to well-being. We have a society right now that is really, really absorbed in this concept of mental health. And I think stagnation is probably the most mentally unhealthy thing there is. And I think part of the reason why we have this heightened mental health issue, which I do believe we do, is because so much of life is being fed to us through a screen now. I mean, I'm 59. I remember having a black and white TV when I was a kid, but and having like 3 or 4 channels, and everything else that we got was through books and experiences. We went out and we did things and we met people, and if you weren't home, nobody could get a hold of you. No one knew who you were. I grew up before answering machines even, so again, we went out and we experienced life. And I think right now, because it's so easy to just sit, you can just watch. For one thing, you can watch other people living their life, through all these shows, and it can create a sense of like you just start to sink into the couch in life, and that I think is so incongruous to what we came here to do that it can create real mental issues. So let's stay curious today. Here, Nalu, that's for you, honey. A little treat. Let's stay curious. They say curiosity killed the cat, but I think curiosity killed stagnation. And I think staying curious and going out there and discovering new things and meeting new people will also kill mental imbalances, because I think that's the key to life. Anyway, just for fun. All right, guys. Aloha. Have a great day. Nalu, you want to say hi to everybody before they go? They want to see your blue eyes. Nalu. Nalu.